Hey guys, so today I'm working on the power in my shop. So when this was a horse barn, we installed a 30 amp service that runs off of a 10 gauge wire direct bury that's about 250 feet long. So because that's so long, I think it's a little weak, and I put in 15 amp breakers just so that I wouldn't stress it out too much. So we got plenty of headroom there. Now that used to run this whole thing, and right now all these plugs and all these machines are running off that side. I can also run that off of solar or utility. I can switch it with a transfer switch. This side also runs off, so there's two different circuits, you know, the 215s. One is that bench and one is this bench, right? But then, you know, I installed this 55 amp service, and this is running off of 6'3" wire. That's about 230 feet long, so this is pretty strong right here. Got the camper, arc welder running off of it. But I've got these 220s that are free, so what I want to do is do my left and, you know, my two benches off of these 220s. So basically I'm going to take the two bench circuits and I'm going to rewire them to the other service, which means I got to get up in here, cut these wires, splice them out, and I'm going to pull that wire back, drop it down into this panel, and then run another wire all the way across, splice into this wire, and that'll put all these machines on the stronger panel. Now I'll probably use the old circuits to run a couple of fans. Alright, so let's get started. We're up in the attic. I got this new wire I'm adding, goes from the new power supply over here, and it's going to run over to the woodworking bench on that side. This is the old wire that runs from the 30 amp, that's the supply, is that way. This goes to the metal shop bench this way, so I'm just going to cut it and then run this down into the new power box, and that side will be done. This side I'm going to put a box and hook up a fan, so we'll repurpose that. This one's got to be spliced in over there and run down into the box on this side. So I think I've got the power off to this, and we're about to find out. Ready? Yeah, no problem, huh? Alright, now I'll probably temporarily just peel this back and put a couple of wire nuts on there, just in case somebody turns on the switch. Alright, that'll be good for now. Okay, so I'm over at the panel. I pulled down these two wires. I wired one up to this 20 amp circuit breaker, and the other one is on this guy. So those are my two workbenches now. 20 amp breakers. One of them is all set to go, and the other one I still have to splice in up there, so let's go do that. Okay, we're at the other end of the shop now. This is the wire that I already tied into that box on the other side, the high power side. This is the original wire coming from the low power side. So I'm going to cut it here, splice these together, and then I'll run this one to a fan. So repurpose the old wire to a fan. Alright, so hopefully that's the right one. I think it is. This is how you find out. Woohoo! Yeah, we're good. Okay guys, got the panel all wired up, turn the power on. We've got our metal shop, wood shop, those are the workbenches, the camper, the welder, and I'm probably going to add a joiner onto 240. So let's hit it. First, the metal side. Bam! Okay, now let's try the wood side. Bam! Okay, so now that I've got these on these 20 amp circuits, means I can run a whole bunch of stuff and at the same time, because that's a 55 amp 6'3" wire over there, which means I can turn on all this good stuff, no problem. Alright, it's a chop saw, and since the shop vac is actually still on the 30 amp, doesn't even affect this side at all, which gives us a lot more to play with. So this guy's still on the 30 amp. And that compressor and the shop vac are actually split off the two different sides of that circuit. So everything's pretty balanced out. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and wire up those two fans and get them mounted eventually, but for today that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Got one done.